This is a disrespectful catch, and this is a disrespectful steal, but this is a disrespectful touchdown. These are every NFL star's most disrespectful plays. And first, Patrick Mahomes showed that even a quarterback can put someone on their ass.
Mahomes gonna walk in! Touchdown!
Pat stood over this dude like he was his daddy. But he wasn't the only quarterback dropping bodies, because Lamar Jackson lost the ball and still made Sam Hubbard look like a child.
Scoops it in, vacuums it home. Here comes Hubbard. Oh, he threw him away like a rag doll. And he throws in the end zone. Caught! Absolutely amazing!
Now that was play of the year. But Antonio Brown took disrespect to the next level, because he had a free lane for a touchdown, but he turned football into MMA.
Teamers, and now Brown is off to the races. Hurdles, kicks him in, and a flag is thrown.
I mean, touchdowns are scored every day, but Spartan kicks aren't. And neither is this next one. See, Justin Jefferson got so pissed, he almost killed a referee.
Watch it. Jefferson.
Alexander, and then Jefferson's so mad. Oh, elbow right to the back of the ref.
Now that could have got nasty. Just like Christian McCaffrey's juke, because his footwork puts defenders on skates.
McCaffrey's got tons of room to run. Makes a move and gets in the end zone. Christian McCaffrey undresses a handful of Buccaneers.
But this next one went airborne. See, Derrick Henry strong-armed Josh Norman like he was his son.
When you come in against Derrick Henry, you better go low. Do not stand up with that man and let him just throw you out of the club.
Come on, Derrick. That man has a family. But he didn't get bodied like this next one, because Derwin James picked him up and laid Kelsey to bed.
Kelsey, and he gets down at the tube.
Damn! Dude picked him up like a burrito, which sounds like a meal for J.J. Watt. Look, when Ray Rice started talking trash, he put dude in his place real quick. And I can say the same for DK Metcalf. See, he once got so frustrated, he lost all type of control.
DK Metcalf, he accumulates way too many penalties out of frustration.
Told bro to get in the weight room. But that push was nothing compared to Jalen Ramsey and A.J. Green.
And here they are.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
A.J. Green throwing him punches.
You don't punch the helmet, number one.
Yeah, AJ wasn't taking no disrespect. This next player didn't give a damn, because Deshaun Jackson made a play so crazy against the Cowboys, he went into the end zone without looking.
Jackson along the sideline. And Jackson down the middle of the field, being chased inside the 20, inside the 10, and into the end zone backward.
My man flexed on them, and so did Adrian Peterson, because he ran through his opponent like a truck.
That man right there, Adrian Peterson, look at that shot. That is a linebacker shot right there.
Maybe turned that dude into roadkill. But nobody made a collision like Michael Vick. See, in overtime with the game on the line, it wasn't enough to end the game. So he made the other team tackle themselves.
Inside the 30, inside the 20. Vick into the end zone. Falcons win in overtime.
Now Vick got shifty, but he wished he had moves like this next one. Because Tom Brady went one-on-one with Brian Urlacher, one of the scariest linebackers in NFL history.
The pocket stretch to run with it. Avoids one man. Dives for a first down. Guess who he avoided? Urlacher. What a move by Brady to get the first down.
Damn, Brady didn't even think he could get that disrespectful. But what Josh Babin did was straight up ruthless. See, a tackle wasn't enough for Babin, because this dude was out for dreads. Dude pulled off the unseen, but Randy Moss's touchdown celebration was just nasty. Look, it was the 2005 playoffs and everyone was watching. And that's when Moss caught one deep for the game. And a simple dance wasn't enough, because he showed his ass.
That is a disgusting act by Randy Moss. And it's unfortunate that we had that on our air live.
This dude was a bully, just like Julio Jones. See, Malcolm Butler thought he made a play, until Julio snatched the ball like he stole something.
This is Ryan, and it is caught finally by Jones.
Bro told him he wasn't on his level, but nobody could climb as high as Calvin Johnson. See, Megatron had 3 guys covering him and was still throwing a Hail Mary. So Calvin reached to the heavens and answered the prayer.
Firing for the end zone. Touchdown, Calvin Johnson. That looked like a Hail Mary at the end of the game.
Dude made it look like he was playing on rookie mode. But nobody had a disrespectful catch like DeAndre Hopkins. Because when the game was on the line on the final play, Diop went over 3 defenders and called game.
6 seconds. Murray heaves it downfield. It's caught. It is caught.
Dude has one over their heads for the rest of history. Just like Cam Newton. There was one player that thought he could call Cam out. So Newton barked back and left this dude humbled.
Drops straight back, goes a crossing route, McCaffrey, touchdown.
Yeah, Cam don't play like that. Neither did Sean Taylor. See, it was the 2006 Pro Bowl, so everyone was just playing for fun. But Sean wasn't, because when a punter made a playful fake, Sean made one of the hardest hits in NFL history.
He's gonna come up short. Sean Taylor.
Yeah, that punter should have stayed in his lane. Just like Chad Ochocinco. See, Chad Johnson thought he could step up to Ray Lewis, the most feared player in NFL history, and he quickly found out why. Ray treated bro like he had some dust on his shoulder, but nobody brushed off the haters like Aaron Rodgers. And by the time Aaron Rodgers was in his prime in 2021, he handed them 21 ass whoopings out of the 27 times they played. But during a clash in 2021, Rodgers ran in for a touchdown. Absolute savage. But Marshawn Lynch went beast mode, known as the Beast Quake. It was the 2011 playoffs, and the Seahawks matched up against the Saints with everything on the line. And when Marshawn got the ball, he broke off 9 tackles and did the unbelievable.
Crowd silent now, as opposed to when the Saints...
The most in NFL history. And what made it even more disrespectful was that the dude held onto his junk when he crossed the end zone. Now that's dirty. But nobody made filthy plays like Warren Sapp. In 2002, the NFL allowed every hit imaginable and had a league full of savages. So when the Buccaneers intercepted the pass, Warren Sapp went headhunting.
Warren Sapp, watch. Boom, right there. Chad Clifton, the left tackle, totally wiped out by Warren Sapp.
Dude got laid out so hard, he was sent out to the hospital, and Green Bay losing their starting lineman had the Packers head coach Mike Sherman pissed. So right after the game, during Sapp's post-game interview, Sherman had to let him know how he was feeling.
You know what you did with him.
Tell you what, put a jersey on. You so tough, put a jersey on. Put a jersey on. You so tough, put a jersey on. You so tough, put a jersey on. I win some more games.
A coach and player having beef after the game? Oh, that's ridiculous. But this next moment prevented all that disrespect from happening ever again. Because Hines Ward was so hated by his opponents, the NFL changed the rules forever. In 2008, Hines Ward made a devastating blindside block that ended Keith Rivers' season for good.
Morel Moore, he got right by the oncoming rush. The blitz was owned by Jonathan Josephs on the play, and a player is down across the way at about the 43-yard line.
That hit broke Rivers' jaw, and even though the block was legal, it was hard for everyone to watch, and the NFL couldn't keep sacrificing bodies. So the next season, blindsided blocks on defenseless defenders were banned, and the new law became forever known as the Hines Ward rule. And football truly hasn't been the same since. But Odell Beckham Jr. and Josh Norman had historical beef, because in 2015, Norman and OBJ stopped playing football and started a brawl. See, everyone was talking about their matchup all week, because OBJ was the hottest receiver in the game, and Norman was the newest shutdown trash talker at corner. But for the rest of the game, their back and forth got out of control, and Odell was getting locked up and blown out, but he was determined not to lose the fight. So then OBJ loaded up and delivered the final blow that set everyone off.
It's here. And they go head-to-head, then Norman gets in with a knee into the head of...
Odo tried to take Norman's head off. Now this made the NFL felt disrespected, so OBJ served a 1-game suspension for acting like a fool. But there was nobody who clowned more than Ocho Cinco. See, in 2004, Chad was so cocky, he took his antics to the max. Cause we gotta talk about the time my man sent the Cleveland Browns defense a special package.
Chad Johnson, Cincinnati Bengals. He sent the whole secondary the package. You see that?
Wow.
So you sent them boys
balls of Pepto.
Now, if someone pulled that on me, I'm throwing hands. But if he needed to put on a show, and boy did he.
The next opportunity.
On the end round, Chad Johnson. Palmer wants the deep ball. Single coverage, guess who? Touchdown! Heavy pressure. Palmer able to dump it out to the flat. And Brown showing blitz. Heavy pressure.
Dude backed up his Pepto shit-talking with 10 catches for 110 yards, and even better, he walked out with a W. Yeah, he made those boys sick. And so did Deion Sanders. See, Deion made the most disrespectful interception in NFL history, and it all happened because of something personal. In 1994, Deion was the most exciting defensive back in the league, so Primetime wanted to be paid like it. And even though he loved Atlanta and his good friend at receiver Andre Rison, he still left to play with the San Francisco 49ers. Now the problem was, Deion never told Andre that he was leaving him behind. So when Deion faced his former teammate for the first time, Rison was out for revenge. Because from the first play they matched up, it got feisty. Hey, we got. We still have to talk about the most disrespectful play in NFL history. The time Shannon Sharpe crossed the line. See, Shannon went so low with his disrespect, he called out a man's girlfriend. It was 1998, and the Broncos and Chiefs had one of the craziest rivalries in football. In the previous season, they met at the AFC Championship game. And even though Denver won and reached the Super Bowl, their matchup next season was must-see TV. And the Broncos went up big, but Shannon had some personal business to take care of. See, another NFL pro, Derek Thomas, was one of Shannon's good friends. I mean, they trained off-season and spent every year together at the Pro Bowl, but when they competed, their friendship was left in the locker room, because Sharpe didn't care if he was hated.
Shannon Sharpe, Brister 13 of 23 for 180 yards. Shannon Sharpe flexing.
However, Shannon said something so crazy that for 3 plays straight, they went to blows.
Thomas gets his hands in the face mask of Shannon Sharpe, another personal foul. Would you believe later on the same drive, Thomas does it again? There's 3 personal fouls on one drive. That earns himself a little timeout time.
How what caused the 3 straight penalties between the two was that Shannon lined up before every play and said Thomas's girlfriend's phone number. And so Derek spazzed out.
I would like to apologize for my conduct last evening. It was not characteristic of my game.
Yeah, Uncle Shay doesn't give a damn. Von Miller thought he had jokes for leaving his opponents hanging, but a flag had him looking like a clown.
Strike for second straight, 3rd and 6 they're faced with. Taylor's pass is deflected. He was hit right on the throw.
Dude shouldn't have been so disrespectful, just like this next one. See, Leon Washington celebrated right in the punter's face. Joe Baker got his revenge.
Leon Washington has gone not quite the distance, and Baker trips him up, and he is down at the 1-yard line.
Come on, Leon. Punters are people too. But imagine celebrating a flag. See, Marquise Lee was dancing to a flag like he scored a touchdown. But the refs shut down his dance party. It's bad when the announcer's screaming at you like the coach. But sometimes karma hurts like hell. Just like when Stephen Tulloch was so worried about taunting his opponents, it costed him his ACL.
And for him, if Stark's going to get the ball on offense, and it's a nice cut to get something for Ziggy Ansah makes the play. Watch this. It looked like something kind of caught or popped or something.
But this next one didn't even have common sense. Look, Javon Wims thought he could put his hands on C.J. Gardner-Johnson without the Saints jumping him like he stole something.
Now we got to fight. They are going at it. At first, I thought they were joking, but that's Wims, Javon Wims, and Janoris Jenkins.
Dude crashed out just to get his ass whooped. But his lesson still wasn't over, because when the Saints played the Bears the next season, this dude was wide open and...
Launching it right back to Wims, and he drops a touchdown!
He's wide open by himself. It's right there. He's got no one.
However, I don't hold it against him, because sometimes even NFL legends have bad karma. Because Ed Reed thought he was free to praise himself until he got humbled.
Buying some extra time, throwing too high and intercepted. Picked off by Ed Reed, the rookie. Reed weaving through traffic, remains on his feet. Here's Reed across the 20, across the 10, loses the football into the end zone.
Dude fumbled his ass straight to the bench, but at least he didn't humiliate himself in the Super Bowl. See, Leon Lett was living a dream, scooping up a fumble ball in the game of his life for 6 points. But bro got too cute with it and immediately turned it into a nightmare.
50-yard run. He's being chased by Beebe. Watch out. Did he get across? No, they are not. That's going to be a touchback to Buffalo.
Leave the TD celebrations for the skill players, big guy. But Eli Apple took taunting to the next level before he learned his lesson. See, the Saints were out there giving some low blows, saying this Bears player was too small to be on the field. But when Apple had a chance to stop a touchdown, bro popped his knee and was out for the rest of the game.
Right there, we talked about the field and the cleats and all that, but the foot gave way, and That doesn't look good at all.
Damn, having no sportsmanship caught up to him. And Charvarius Ward learned the hard way too. Because Jamar Chase scored so many touchdowns, he made the gritty his signature move. So when Ward made a play on Chase, he started taking bro's moves. And Chase didn't like seeing the dude mess up his dance. So he came back the next play and showed him how to really do it.
Chase, I'll take that. Touchdown, right over Ward.
I love this right here.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch Jamar, but even Jalen Ramsey, the best corner in the league, learned the same lesson. Because when he was matched up with Stephon Diggs, Ramsey locked Diggs up and won the battle with this insult.
Up and throw on the run for Diggs. Incomplete.
But the war wasn't over, because Diggs beat Ramsey deep and barked back.
And now floating it downfield, and Diggs is behind the secondary. Stumbles, but brings it in.
And Diggs wasn't finished speaking his mind, because he had to let the world know who was him.
I'm him. I'm him.
Jalen's been looking for his revenge ever since, but the Browns got their payback on Juju Smith-Schuster right away. See, the Steelers had a clash with the Browns in 2021, and for the past 10 years, the Browns have been at the bottom of the barrel. But that year, they were balling with an 11-5 record. Now, Juju could care less about the record, because he went on TV before their match and started talking crazy.
Nah, I think they're still the same Browns team out there every year. Yes, they have a couple good players on their team, but at the end of the day, like, I don't know, like, it's the Browns.
Dude thought it was just the same old Browns. So Cleveland took it as a slap to the face and did more than keep it close. They blew the Steelers out of the water.
It's been a rough go. Ben Roethlisberger has dominated them in a way you cannot imagine.
Juju got his ass clapped, but he wasn't the only one who was speaking too early. Davian Clowney thought he could pick on a rookie playing defense with some foul language. Yeah, some words don't hurt much, but Mac Jones really brought the pain. He scrambled for a first down, but did something straight unforgivable. Dude cleated his manhood. And it's funny how the universe works, because when Mac Jones dropped back the pass, the same player intercepted his dignity right back.
There he is. Same guy. That's how you come back. Hey, you kick me, I intercept you. That's my comeback.
There's no way Jones was getting away with that nonsense. But nobody got their payback like the next one. Because when Nick Bosa was in college at Ohio State, Baker Mayfield got bold and planted his Oklahoma flag on Bosa's logo. And Bosa thought Baker couldn't be any more disrespectful. So when they finally met in the league, Bosa had a sack celebration ready ever since Baker gave him that horrible memory.
Mayfield taken down again as he just gets rid of the ball. And it was Bosa. What a first half out of this rookie.
Never too late for revenge, but at least it wasn't taken personally like the Broncos did. Typically, most respectful teams just waste time when they're up big on the final play. And weeks later against the Ravens, Baltimore had a chance to break the record for the most consecutive 100-yard rush games in a row. So on the final play of the game, with a W in the bag, they went to make history.
Get down! Get down! Lamar, can he get 4 to keep the streak going? I think he got it. I think they're going to get 100 right on the nose and tie the NFL record.
Now you would think that the Broncos wouldn't have a problem with some fourth quarter shenanigans, but Denver's coach went on TV after the game and was pissed off.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of bullshit, but I expected it from them. 37 years in pro ball, I've never seen anything like that. But it was to be expected, and we expected it.
Come on now, coach. Don't throw rocks and hide your hands now. But Flowers should have been the one taking care of the rock, because the Ravens were playing against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, and so their trip to the Super Bowl was on the line. But Zay got into some beef with the Chiefs' corner and roasted L'Jarius Sneed at the worst time possible.
It's Flowers getting past Sneed down to the 9-yard line.
That's why you just can't trust a rookie. But Baltimore gave Bro another chance. But instead, he made a huge mistake when he was right at the goal line.
Jackson to Flowers. He dives. The ball came out. It's recovered by Kansas City.
This is a call that could determine the whole game right here. It's out.
Dude's dream of being a hero faded faster than he could run a route. But I don't know why someone would try to mess with the fastest player in the league. And yes, I'm talking about the cheetah, Tyreek Hill. But before Tyreek earned his nickname, he had to go toe-to-toe with the best, Jalen Ramsey. And while Tyreek was ascending through the league, Ramsey was tired of people acting like Hill was on his level. So before the game, when reporters kept asking about Tyreek, Jalen made it known that he wasn't on his level.
I don't like how, whoever has made it a matchup, me against Tyreek. He's good for what he does for their team. He made All-Pro as a return specialist. Let's get that right. As a return specialist, his rookie year. He went to 2 Pro Bowls as a return specialist. 2 years, I made All-Pro in my position as a corner. Went to the Pro Bowl as a corner. So it's not a wide receiver versus corner matchup. So we can get that out of the way off back.
And when they matched up, the Chiefs not only whooped the Jaguars' ass, Tyreek left Ramsey cooked.
2nd and 7. And down the field, he's got Hill.
Damn, Tyreek took that personal. Derrick Henry responded to the comments by getting physical. See, Derrick Henry was bulldozing his opponents all season, but Earl Thomas wasn't believing all the hype, because dude thought the rest of the league was scared of a running back standing at 6'5" and 225 pounds. So he went to the media and called them out.
And guys didn't seem like they was too interested in tackling him, so I think our mindset is a little different. I think we're going to try to tackle him. We're going to just try to swarm, and we're going to see how it plays out.
And when Earl Thomas met Derrick on the field, Henry had to hit him with his signature stiff arm 2 times in one play.
Henry takes it to the outside. Oh, the stiff arm twice on Thomas, and he's out of bounds.
But Henry felt so disrespected that he still had more to say about it.
Did you know that was Earl Thomas that was coming for you?
Definitely knew that was Earl Thomas.
Did you give him a second shove because it was Earl Thomas?
Yes. What's so funny about that is I was so focused on giving him another shove that I ran myself out of bounds. So the first time he kind of turned around, and I could have turned upfield, but I was so focused on this giving him a shove that I ran myself out of bounds. But yeah, I definitely did that because of that.
Yeah, Derrick stiff-armed this bro straight out of his career. But nobody's karma hit harder than Vontaze Burfict. But first, we gotta go back to 2015, when the Bengals battled the Steelers in the AFC playoffs. When Antonio Brown ran across the middle of the field for a catch, and Vontaze delivered head trauma.
From the pocket, middle of the field, incomplete.
A flag does come in. Lewis Harris is going to be flagged for this on the hit on Antonio Brown.
Now, this not only spoiled the Steelers' Super Bowl dreams, but that hit gave Brown CTE for the rest of his life. And since that moment, Vontaze built a reputation of being the dirtiest player in the league. So when Juju Smith-Schuster entered the league in 2018, he showed Vontaze how to really deliver a dirty hit. Damn, Juju laid his ass out. Now, his karma got physical, but sometimes it can be trolling instead. See, the Jets were getting whooped by the Patriots, so Bill Belichick wanted to get home early. So when the Patriots had the ball on the 4th down, bro found a loophole in the rules to waste the clock by taking penalties and laughing all about it. Disrespectful moments this NFL season.
Oh!
The spin move at the last second.
Delay of game. Offense. This penalty's declined. It's 4th down.
Disrespectful moments this NFL season.
Oh! The spin move at the last second.
False start. Offense. This penalty is also declined. It's still 4th down.
We're gonna play this game. Oh, look at Belichick. He can't even hold it back.
Bill's always finding ways to cheat the game. But he was hot when he got a taste of his own medicine, because later in the season, when they faced the Titans, Tennessee trolled Bill right back.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
He's gonna try and take multiple delay of games. Now watch Belichick saying, when the clock starts here, what happens? Is it start to run? Because I don't want him wasting my clock. We're down 1.
And what he can do right now is have another false start if he chooses. The clock will wind, but inside of 5 minutes then, any penalty accepted or declined, the next snap will be on the snap without a wind or a running clock.
False start, there it is. Exactly right.
They had Bill out there crying to the refs so they could get a fair play. Luckily, only Bill got the pain, because our next moment happened to an entire team. See, the Titans beat the Ravens in the 2019 playoffs, so when they finally met the next season, they thought they could insult an entire organization. And Jim Harbaugh wasn't going to let them disrespect his field, so the old man put himself in the front lines. Fast forward to the next season when the Ravens and Titans met in the playoffs, but Zach Brown almost swung on some reporters. See, the Eagles were about to face Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings, and before the game, Brown had to let the world know that Cousins was trash. I mean, I understand he needed confidence, but bro went low. And Kirk must have heard what he was saying, because he went out there and put on an air show.
Cousins sets, throws, and a diving catch. Can call Cousins to the end zone. Thielen.
He finished with 333 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. Yeah, Kirk shut Brown up real quick, but the media kept poking at his fresh wound.
Do you wish maybe you didn't say against Cousins? I'm here to talk about the game.
know about that.
That was a big part of it.
Any other questions besides about Kirk Cousins?
Kirk had this guy looking silly, but the Bengals took foolishness to the next level. See, Joe Burrow went into the Chiefs' home at Arrowhead Stadium and owned Patrick Mahomes 3 times in a row. But the biggest came in the 2022 AFC Championship game, with their Super Bowl dreams on the line. And Burrow and the Bengals went into Arrowhead and handed Patrick another L. So before the teams met up in the playoffs the next year, this Bengals corner got too cocky and had a new name for Arrowhead Stadium.
We'll see y'all in Burrowhead. Yeah, baby. Let that sink in your mind. We'll see y'all in Burrowhead.
The Chiefs were getting trolled in front of the world. The name caught so much wind that even the mayor of Cincinnati was talking trash. Moments this NFL season.
Oh! The spin move at the last second. And then, what is that?
Absolutely amazing!
And first, Lamar Jackson threw his defender like a rat. Now, Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes couldn't keep getting bullied on the internet. So when they finally clashed, Mahomes showed exactly why he's the best player in the league.
On the run, he's got Kelce. And Kelce's taken off. Mahomes could move. He's got time just to throw it to the end zone. They picked up a first, and now they've got one. Here's Mahomes rolling out on 3rd and 4. He's going to go for the Ash. He's got the marker. From 45 yards. All the way. It's good.
But Kelce didn't forget about the trash talk. And when he got on live TV, he made sure it backfired.
Burrow had my ass! Whoa! It's Mahomes' house!
Yeah, Kelce doesn't play like that, and neither did the GOAT. See, in 2012, the Seahawks handed Tom Brady an L. And after the game, Sherman went up to Brady, and dude left Sherman hanging. So he decided to call Tom out.
We're better than you. You're just a man. We're a team. We're a team. You're a single man. It's the Brady bunch. This is the defense. You know, we got 11 players out there that play great ball, and you know we're never going to just let one man beat us. You know, because it's not about one man. If they got 11 players out there executing their offense, then they're a hell of a team. But one man cannot just beat a team.
But Sherman took things further, because he hopped on Twitter and captioned the photo of the two of them with, "You mad, bro?" And immediately Richard's meme broke the internet. So you know he wanted to get some back. And the time finally came years later in Super Bowl 49. See, right when the Seahawks thought they had the Lombardi Trophy in the bag at the 1-yard line, they gave it all away.
Pocket 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler.
And nobody took it as hard as Sherman. I mean, look at his face. Now, all these moments have been crazy, but we gotta talk about the player who went through the worst karma in NFL history. See, Deshaun Watson had it all and risked everything for some freaky massages. In 2020, Deshaun was dominating the NFL at quarterback, leading the league in passing yards. So that earned him a hefty 4-year, $156 million payday. Keep the Texans' Super Bowl dreams alive. Now, you would think being the highest paid player in the league after Patrick Mahomes would keep the man happy. But you'd be wrong, because the next season, the Texans finished 4-12 and bro wanted out. But the breakup talk came at the right time, because 2 months later, a massage therapist came forward and accused Watson of sexual misconduct while she was on the job. And it turned out Watson was living a lifestyle with bad intentions, because over 20 massage therapists said this dude was a creep. And the main one to testify was Ashley Solis, because when she went in for a normal day on the job, this dude was acting like a straight weirdo. He wasn't wearing a towel and covered his ass crack with a little wash rag. And this guy was trying to expose himself any chance he got, until he really crossed the line.
He ends up exposing himself, and I hurried up and covered him with the towel, and he said, "Oh, you don't have to worry about the towel." And I said, "Yes, I do."
So then what happened?
He requested that I work on his abdomen. But the moment I went above his navel, he told me he didn't want me to work there. He wanted me to work lower. He just kept directing me to go lower and don't be scared. You can go in there, like, and I just started really freezing up at this point.
That's when the NFL found out Watson had no self-control and investigated him like he was P. Diddy. See, Deshaun didn't play the entire 2021 season, but he eventually had his name cleared by a Houston grand jury. However, the Texans were done with his ass, and the Browns thought the Texans' trash was their treasure, because they signed the dude for another $230 million, which became the largest guaranteed contract the league had ever seen. The Browns chose a dude who booked 66 different massage therapists to be the face of their franchise. But don't worry, their karma came too. But the league first had to deal with Watson and forced him out for 11 games. But when he returned, this dude looked unbothered until his karma came back with pain.
Now circles back to the left, flushed out to the left. Deshaun takes, turns, throws downfield, intercepted again! And Deshaun is down.
He had to watch his team make the 2023 playoffs from the sideline. However, he still had time to ramp himself up for the 2024 season. But then karma came back to bite his nasty ass like never before.
Watson faking to Chubb to the end zone. It's picked off.
Watson gonna launch this one to the near sideline, and it's intercepted. Watson with time, throwing, intercepted.
I guess karma came in and stole his powers or something. But honestly, it got even worse. Because in Week 7, Watson had an injury that ended his season.
Just stumbled, and now Watson is hurt. Oh, boy. Immediately clutches at his right ankle. Unbelievable.
Dude popped his Achilles and got booed while he was in the worst pain of his life. And the Browns weren't escaping this either, because if Watson doesn't come back and start balling, they'll go down as signing a Predator in the worst deal in NFL history. Lamar Jackson threw his defender like a rag doll.
Oh, it's Lamar Jackson shoving.
That was light work. But number 19 got even more disrespectful, because Kyler Murray started his taunting early.
Is Murray on the key, but Zyber. Oh, Kyler Murray! Turn on the afterburners, he's gone!
Dude really called it at the 40. But number 18 defied physics, because Kyren Williams ran in for a touchdown and did this.
Oh! Somersaults in to the end zone!
That was crazy. But Neville Hewitt is a damn bully. Because for number 17, he brought down his opponent with wrestling moves.
Tackle attempt, flying in on special teams.
Is that Neville Hewitt with a flying suplex? My goodness.
Well, for number 16, Justin Jefferson scored 6 and hit his signature Tance move with a stare down.
Yeah, there it is.
The touchdown count. After the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, Minnesota number 18.
That was personal. But at number 15, a Cowboys defender was asking for the smoke, because he started trash-talking George Pickens until he lit a fuse.
Pickens will get a flag thrown here. Jordan Lewis is going after him with good reason.
That ended in instant regret. But so did number 14, because Emmanuel Wilson thought he was him until he got his ass sat down.
As Wilson turns the corner, he's got a first down, goes up in the air, and he's met by Quandre Diggs.
He really thought he had a highlight. And so did the player at number 13. See, Lamar Jackson lost control of the ball, so Sam Hubbard thought he had an easy play until this happened.
Likely in motion, he battles it, scoops it in, vacuums it home. Here comes Hubbard, always threw him away like a rag doll. And he throws in the end zone, caught for a touchdown. Absolutely amazing.
He never saw that coming. Neither did Tabor Pepper. Because at number 12, Deebo Samuel disrespected his own teammate by grabbing his throat.
Deebo Samuel. It's Tabor Pepper, who's the long snapper of special teams. Oh.
He took disrespect to a new level. But look, we're in the top 10, so we're taking disrespect to a whole new level. And first, Saquon Barkley. Saquon had the commentator's jaws dropped, but Max Crosby was straight up trolled. Because for number 9, the Dolphins head coach caught Max Crosby lacking with the basics. See, Mike McDaniels decided to make a fake call, which had Crosby looking like a fool.
Pretending like I'm gonna change this call. Hey, I'm gonna change this call. I'm not gonna change the call.
McDaniels was just trolling, but Jamison Wilson let it all hang for number 8. See, Jamison celebrated his touchdown by getting straight dirty.
Blocked there by Zylstra. It's caught by Jamison Williams. There he goes. Foot race with Miller. Foot race with Savage. That is 6 for number 9.
But one time wasn't freaky enough, because his playoff celebration went to the next level. See, after running a 61-yard touchdown, he did this.
Williams needs a block. Gets it. Williams cuts back. Jamison Williams is gone.
That $25K fine did some damage, but at least his mistake wasn't permanent. Because for number 7, Darius Slay was so hyped about meeting Eagles fan and NBA legend Kobe Bryant that he put their photo in ink. Yeah, it was the ultimate sign of respect, but that still didn't stop his teammates from clowning. Because AJ Brown decided to call out his tattoo for looking like another familiar face.
That man got Odell Beckham on his leg.
Bro was in denial, but Dak Prescott wasn't at number 6, because he got called out by his own fans. See, in November of 2024, Dak Prescott's Cowboys were getting their asses whooped by the Falcons, and Dak was caught by the cameras being brutally honest.
Has a shoulder and is questionable.
Dude disrespected his own team, and once the fans found out, they clapped back.
Dak ain't do a mother thing today. Dak Prescott got a $60 million limit to win there, sign that big contract and trick Jerry Jones. That lemon, Jerry. Now his hamstring. Ain't nothing wrong with your hamstring. Your coochie hurt. Ain't nothing wrong with Dak Prescott hamstring. His coochie is hurt. Well, since your coochie so, go get in some vinegar. Put vinegar in your bath water, Dak.
Damn, dude wasn't having any of the disrespect. But the Texans couldn't do anything but take their L, because for number 5, they were disrespected in front of the whole world. See, the Chiefs and Texans were battling it out in their 2024 AFC divisional rounds. And during the final minutes of the game, with the scores 23-12, someone from the Chiefs organization decided to disrespect the Texans.
This will be career win number 300. He is the 4th member of the 300-win club behind Shula, Belichick, and Hallis.
Yeah, confetti was littered all over the field. All the while, the Texans held on to every last bit of hope to keep their season alive. And NFL fans weren't going to let that slap in the face go unnoticed, so they hopped on X, saying, man, Chiefs couldn't even let the game finish before they dropped the confetti. The disrespect. One guy even said, confetti on the ground before the game ends gotta be the top 10 most disrespectful sports moments ever. Another said, huh? Did you catch that?
Can you suck it? What?
Well, let's just move on, because number 4 was disrespect nobody saw coming. Look, when the Ravens faced the Cowboys, Humphries dropped an easy interception. So when Humphries turned up on IG Live on the team playing after the game, Lamar Jackson shut the vibes down quick.
Lamar, talk to us a little bit about getting that first dub. Talk to us a little bit. You know, the flock, they got to hear from you. You know what I mean? They got to hear from you.
Got the dub.
Got the dub.
Keep stacking.
Keep stacking.
We shouldn't even be live right now. Like, we need to get right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Lamar doesn't play, and neither do we, because we've reached the top 3. So it's not just disrespectful, it's straight up savage. And to kick things off, we've got A.J. Brown, because this dude decided to disrespect the other team mid-game when he started reading.
You know, he's a little frustrated. Obviously, he hasn't seen too many balls today. He's going to read a little passage here.
Yeah, but it turns out AJ wasn't trying to be disrespectful. He's been reading this whole season, he just wasn't caught.
Y'all just caught me that time. You know, I'm doing it every drive, you know, regardless of, like I said, if I score a touchdown or drop a pass, you know, it's something how I refocus.
Is there a certain passage that you read from?
Yes, I always revert back to like the beginning of the book. It states, clear mind and clear consciousness, you know, nothing matters, negative or positive. You're willing to take risks, you know, and I go back to it, and it also says, if you're humble, you can't be embarrassed. So no matter what happens, like in the game or whatever happens, you know, I'm just gonna stay free.
Yeah, AJ was bored of the competition, but he's only trying to get better.
20 guys like me want to know why you were reading the book. And you stood at that locker, and with a clear eye, you explained to people, these reporters who were asking tough questions, why you were reading the book.
It is rough. I had great intentions behind it, and I'm only trying to become better.
That moment sent the book Inner Excellence to Amazon's bestseller overnight. But Cam Bynum reinvented disrespectful celebrations at number 2. Because every time the Vikings defense got a turnover, Bynum went deep into the files. Like the time he pulled out iconic moves from Usher. And every week, he had something else that was special, because he coordinated a handshake from the movie Parent Trap.
As Saleh tries to give some bit of optimism to his offensive troops.
Every week, he was dancing all over his opponents. But nobody got disrespected like Patrick Mahomes at number 1. See, Pat has become infamous for sounding just like Kermit the Frog.
I've heard it since I was in like 7th grade. So, but it's something that I've kind of embraced. And the guys, Kelsey, Tyreek, and those guys throw some shots at me, but don't worry, I throw shots back. He has the good impression of my voice, so I mean, it's pretty cool.
Froggish.
Yeah, I mean, just being comfortable with yourself. I mean, it's me, it's who I am, so I'm never going to be insecure about it, and just kind of embrace it and keep going.
Now, their divisional rival, the Raiders, hated the Chiefs. So during training camp this season, Trey Taylor took a low blow.
I'm here.
when you're a baller like Mahomes, who has a 12-2 record over the Raiders, he'll let another Super Bowl appearance do the talking. Even the most hateful disrespect can affect the best player in the league.